Yo, what's good, BeBackGaming crew? Back with another no BS game review. And today, we're diving into the creepy, retro world of Tormented Souls 2. This is the sequel to the indie survival horror gem that had us all reminiscing about. Classic Resident Evil and Silent Hill. No sponsors here, just my raw thoughts. So, grab a flashlight, maybe a teddy bear for comfort, and let's see if this game lives up to the hype. Hit that like button if you're ready, and let's get started. Tormented Souls 2 picks up 6 months after the first game's wild ending. Carolyn Walker's back, and this time, she's on a mission to save her sister Anna, who's been hit with a mysterious illness. Think coughing blood, blackened eyes, super creepy stuff. Carolyn heads to Puerto Miller, a remote South American town with ancient tribal roots. And let me tell you, this place is not on any travel brochure. The story's got that classic survival horror vibe. Think cryptic notes, supernatural twists, and a cult that's up to no good. Without spoiling anything, I'll say the narrative keeps you hooked, especially if you love the first game's bonkers plot. The setting, though, straight up chef's kiss. From decaying monasteries to foggy streets, every location screams dread. It's like Silent Hill had a baby with a gothic horror novel. But, real talk, the story can feel a bit predictable at times. If you've played enough horror games, you might see some twists coming. Still, the atmosphere carries it hard. What do you think? Do you need a deep story in horror games, or is vibe enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Gameplay-wise, Tormented Souls 2 sticks to its retro roots but cranks things up. You've got fixed camera angles, limited saves via tapes, and that classic survival horror resource management. If you hated tank controls in the first game, good news, the modern control scheme's back, and it feels way smoother. The puzzles are where this game flexes. They're way more complex than the first games, and I mean that in a good way. You'll be combining items, deciphering ancient texts, and even manipulating the environment to progress. One puzzle had me stumped for a solid 30 minutes, but when it clicked, pure euphoria. That said, some puzzles might feel too obscure if you're not into note-taking. Exploration's a blast, too. Puerto Miller's bigger than the first game's hospital, with tons of backtracking that feels rewarding, not tedious. My only gripe, the inventory system can be a bit clunky when you're juggling makeshift weapons and puzzle items. Dual effect, give us a bigger backpack next time, please. Combat in Tormented Souls 2 is interesting. You're not wielding rocket launchers here. Carolyn's stuck with makeshift weapons like crowbars, nail guns, and some wild electric lance thing. Resource management is key, so every shot counts. The enemies are terrifying, with designs that'll haunt your dreams. Think twisted flesh, fused with rusted metal. The game tweaks the enemy encounters from the first title. Instead of obvious music cues, the audio blends better with the ambience, so you're never quite sure when something's gonna jump out. It's tense, but the combat itself, kinda clunky. Aiming feels stiff, and dodging's hit or miss. If you're a survival horror purist, you'll probably vibe with it, but it's not as polished as, say, Resident Evil 2 Remake. Pro tip, conserve ammo and master that dodge. You'll thank me when you're face to face with a boss that looks like it crawled out of a nightmare. Speaking of, the bosses are epic but punishing. Be ready to die a few times. Visually, Tormented Souls 2 is a massive glow-up. The switch to Unreal Engine 5 makes Puerto Miller pop with stunning lighting and detailed textures. Shadows flicker, fog rolls in. It's immersive as hell. The monster designs are grotesque in the best way, though some animations feel a tad stiff. The sound design, perfect. Creaking floors, distant screams, and a haunting soundtrack that knows when to ramp up the tension. The voice acting's improved from the first game, but it's still a bit B-movie cheesy. Honestly, that's part of the charm for me. If you're playing this at night with headphones, good luck sleeping. This game's atmosphere is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Let me know if you're team headphones or team TV speakers for horror games. Alright, let's break it down. Pros, incredible atmosphere and setting. Puerto Miller's a horror fan's dream. Challenging, rewarding puzzles that respect your intelligence. Improved visuals and sound design that pull you in. True to the retro survival horror vibe with modern tweaks. Cons, combat feels clunky and could use more polish. Some puzzles might be too cryptic for casual players. Story's solid but not groundbreaking. Minor technical hiccups like stiff animations. So, is Tormented Souls 2 worth your time? If you're a survival horror nut who loves Resident Evil, Silent Hill, or the first Tormented Souls, this is a must-play. It's not perfect combat and some polish issues hold it back, but the atmosphere, puzzles, and retro charm make it a standout indie horror title. I'm giving it a 7.8/10. It's a bloody good time. but it's not dethroning the genre's heavyweights. What do you think? Are you grabbing Tormented Souls to day one, or waiting for a sale? And yo, if you are like me, and want to be back for more game reviews, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got tons more coming. Follow us on X at BeBackGaming for updates. And let's keep the horror hype alive. Until next time, stay spooky, and peace out.